Well, we're back on the old Ford today. Gonna do a brake caliper replacement video for you. And if you have any suggestions or questions, we welcome those too. It's pretty simple. And welcome to A&A. Well, if you were watching the other day, we were putting the new brake pads on, was compressing the pistons in these brake calipers so that so we could get our new pads and our caliper over our brake rotor. And this particular one, it was extremely hard to compress that piston back inside. So I opened up the bleeder screw, thinking that the fluid just didn't want to go through the line. Maybe the line had collapsed. But even with the bleeder screw open, it was still extremely hard. So that tells me that piston's corroded between the piston wall and the brake caliper itself. You know, as you press your brakes, that's where the fluid goes. It pushes on that piston, pushes it out, and then it's supposed to retract once you let your brake off, and the pressure's now off. It retracts slightly from your brake rotor. This one, it was extremely hard to compress that piston back inside, so it's corroded. And I have tried to rebuild these before, and you can get a little kit for that, and it's honestly, it's not worth it. You can get a brand new, a rebuilt brake caliper. And this one we got, this one comes from Napa. It looks practically brand new. It's better than some of the others I bought, say from some of the other discount auto parts stores. But this one appears to be quality rebuild. And one of the ways you can tell is this bleed screw right here. Some of them that's been rebuilt, you can just wiggle them back and forth. And this one's good and tight. Comes with another banjo bolt, which is really nice. You don't have to reuse those. Comes with a new one. It also comes with a little bag of hardware. The two screws that we're going to take out to get the caliper off are the two bolts. It actually comes with new bolts. It comes with the new hardware that came with our new brake pads, so we don't need that. But then you also have your two copper washers. The brake line that's back there, you'll have a copper washer on each side of it that gets crushed when you tighten it and prevents leaking. So really like this. I think we got a good deal on it. It was like maybe $45 for the rebuilt brake caliper. So good deal. I'm pleased with that. And so now all we got to do is remove the old one and install the new one. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the brake line loose from it, because now it's easier to do now than to wait when we get the brake caliper off. I have my drain pan under here just in case there's fluid leakage. I don't anticipate there being, but you never know. Yep, yes there is. So this is the old banjo bolt. I don't know if it'll focus on that. There you go. Call it a banjo bolt because you can see that little tiny hole. The inside of the bolt is hollow. It's what lets the fluid circulate. Its pressure can go through that whole banjo bolt. Okay, so you saw on the banjo bolt there was one copper washer still attached. Here's the other one on the other side of the brake line, right there. You want to make sure that those do not stay on when you're reattaching, or you would most definitely have a leak. Certainly don't want any crud to get into this connection, so we're just gonna carefully clean it. All right, we're gonna set it up here to the side. Matter of fact, that wire harness right there would be perfect to hang that on. So there we go. These bolts, these original bolts, are a 10 millimeter. The new bolts are actually a 12 millimeter. Why? I have no idea. Let's go ahead and get these out. Break this other one loose. Oh, there we go again. The bracket's in the way. We're gonna get it anyway. All right, so lay all of our old stuff to the side. Now this little cap, this little rubber cap that is over your bleeder screw, it protects dust and grime from getting into the bleeder. The new one didn't come with one, so make sure you hang on to these. We'll put that one back on the new caliper. We're just going to tilt it out and off. Got our new caliper. Going to remove our brand new brake pads that have 0 mileage on them because we just put them on the other day, actually yesterday. And we're going to install the new pads onto our brand new rotor. Gonna need 2 hands for this. Let me just put that down. All right, we got our brake pads back off. I get to put them back on the new one. Inside pad, outside pad. Notches in your brake pads, straddle this rail. That's as easy as it gets. All right, so I'm gonna try our new bolts, our new mounting bolts that are now 12 millimeter. I don't have a torque spec on these, but you don't want to go crazy with them. You just want to get them good and snug. About 2 Ooga Boogas ought to do it. 3 may be a little too much. Perfect. Okay. Now we need our copper washers. We're going to put one on each side of our brake line. Then we're going to get our new banjo bolt. That we just dropped into the old oil. Great. Now we got to fish that out. So we have our nice clean banjo bolt. Put a copper washer on one side. Here's our brake line. I'm going to snake it back in here. Make sure it's still good and clean. We'll just take this nice clean rag. Just make sure the surfaces are still good and clean. Now, so we're going to have banjo bolt on, or copper washer on one side, second copper washer on the other side. So when we install it, it's going to crush both of those and give us a good tight seal. As soon as I can find the hole, there it is. I believe that's a 9/16. Yeah, it was. At least it was on the old one. Hope it was on the new one too. Let's see. Let's try that and see. Okay, when I put enough pressure, and you'll feel it. It's kind of easy while they're crushing. After you've crushed them both, it's good and firm, good and solid. All right, that's good. Now, you can always go back and retighten if you have any leaks, so don't get too crazy with it and over tighten. Now what we're going to do is we're going to gravity feed the brakes, because, you know, I'm just a one-man operation, so I'm going to get a little hose. Going to attach it to this bleeder screw. I'll let the hose hang over here, and going to loosen the bleeder screw. Going to let the air migrate back up through the system. Once we start getting drips of brake fluid, we know it's bled and we can retighten. We've got our hose hooked to our bleeder screw. Our bleeder screw is loose, and so now we're just going to let it sit there and give it plenty of time. It's going to bleed itself, and once we start getting fluid through the bleeder screw, we can close that up and we'll be set. It'll be all finished. Appreciate you watching. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell as well, so that you can be notified when we're posting new videos, and hope to see you back. Comments, questions are always welcome. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.